Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion, place of Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Let's knock out some challenges, if you don't mind. Get some runes, get some trinkets. Pitch Black, XWW3W4M4. Pitch Black, I mean, there's a couple of challenges that are 2 per video. Pitch Black might be one of them. It's like Curse of Darkness all the way through to Mom. That's not even a challenge. There's probably been runs where that has happened accidentally or unintentionally. So I'm not gonna look at this challenge and go like, oh, I'm scared. But you know, there's challenges in here that are as hard as a keeper run. I firmly believe that. Speed is one. Ultra hard is another one. And then you never know which ones are gonna get you, you know. Cat Got Your Tongue is not necessarily easy. I'm just going off the top of the dome piece because I don't remember every single challenge that's ever been in the game. I tried to, but I've got no guarantees. And by I try to, I mean ambiently I've added some information to my memory. I mean, it's hard to deliberately commit something to memory, right? So we have just won this run. Basically by having Book of Shadows. I mean, I don't know how much HP we have. We might have Curse of the Unknown on every floor as well. That might be a true statement from yours truly. But even still, like, assuming we started as a default Isaac, like our HP is totally sustainable. We'll get a deal with the devil, pick up Mom's knife, win the run, blowing up like you thought I would, etc., etc. Man, does anyone else get this when you shave your face? I was rocking for like the past 10 days or so. I've been rocking like a real bachelor beard. Not a good beard, not a well manicured beard. Just like not shaving. And that's the difference, I think. You know, sometimes people would see me and be like, are you growing a beard? And the answer is like, passively, yes. But like actively, no, I just temporarily have stopped shaving. And then I shaved, and then like, I always, after I shave, my lips get chapped for reasons I don't know. It's like my mustache and chin area trapped moisture that ambiently kept my lips from getting too dry. And my nose always gets like way more debris in it. Like I get more cat fur and dust, and I'm always going, you can't really hear me, but I'm doing like a snorting sound to try to get, you know, debris out of my nostrils. It's like, I guess in a way it's actually good that the debris gets stuck in your nose, because the implication is that if it didn't get stuck in your nose, it would get stuck on your face, which is probably worse to have a bunch of cat hair and dirt, you know, getting stuck in, you know, what is essentially like a vacuum cleaner attached to your face, but that doesn't mean it's not annoying. And then I got 2 cats in here right now, both of which, they're doing the opposite of growing a beard. They're like shedding their hair, and it's highly, highly annoying for me personally. Anyway, what do you get for Pitch Black? A sequel called Chronicles of Riddick, and then another sequel just called Riddick that didn't perform so well at the box office. Okay, good joke. I always like a good Calm Fior-related joke. You know, I saw the Chronicles of Riddick in theaters in the summer between my 10th and 11th grade. What did I think about it? I thought it was relatively bad, but it was fun to be at the movie theater with my friends. Now, the Chronicles of Riddick, I don't think it's respected as like a good science fiction film, but it's kind of, I wouldn't even say cult classic. It's one of those movies that it seems like doesn't get made that much anymore, which is like a B-tier science fiction film that isn't intended to launch a franchise. You know? I mean, I guess it was a sequel in a franchise, so what I just said kind of doesn't even make any sense to begin with. But, you know, it feels like you don't get that many movies these days that are like sci-fi films that just sort of exist, you know? And if they're good, if they're bad, it doesn't really matter, because, you know, you just want some light entertainment for a bit. I mean, you'd rather have them be good, of course. I guess the only recent example I can think of is like, you know, Life, the movie from last April, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Reynolds, etc., etc. That was a good old-fashioned, like, that's a movie that when it came out, people were like, it's pretty okay. But I think in the coming years, you watch Reddit. That's going to be one of those movies where, like, people are going to be like, what's the most underrated movie from the past few years? It's not going to be number 1, 2, or 3 on the list, but it'll make it up there in the top 20. People will be like, I don't understand why everyone was sleeping on Life. It was just a good old-fashioned early 2000s, late 90s style sci-fi creature feature. I'm telling you, mark my friggin' words. It's gonna come to pass. We're getting the heck out of town now. That movie is A-okay. I'm trying to think of other examples. You know, Sunshine is a much smarter movie than I'm giving it credit for with this comparison. Great movie. Pandorum. Not necessarily a great movie, but I can always get down with, like... one of my favorite genres of sort of, like, pseudo-mindless entertainment is... we went to space and then things went terribly wrong. And there's no shortage of movies that absolutely fit that bill. Including every single movie in the Alien franchise. Man, I was really hoping this would be The Shop, but this is quite nice as well, actually. By the way, this run, as of right now, is garbage, but it's got the opportunity to free itself from its garbage prison, eventually. Magic Mush, please. We'll take Liberty Cap. Don't get me wrong, I think we're in a good place as far as movies go. That's very helpful. You know, if you're not cynical about Marvel, you're in a great place. If you're cynical about Marvel, I mean, here's the thing. I don't necessarily want to get into the discussion because it comes up on the NLSS now and then. But as much as, you know, you have the perception that Marvel, like, dominates the box office, there's, like, 4 Marvel movies a year, you know? And admittedly, you know, if one of them's like Infinity War, or an Avengers movie like Infinity War, it's a big deal, you know? It's going to dominate conversation for a bit. But you should relish that because it gives you the opportunity to be like, look at how much smarter than my friends I am. Also, why does nobody want to hang out with me? Let's open this up real quick. Absolutely, I'll take it. All I'm trying to say is, you know, there's still stuff for you to see. Go see an A24 movie, you know? Go see 8th Grade. Go see mid-90s. Go see Hereditary. It's out there if you want to find it. If you don't want to find it and you just want to act superior... I can't believe we didn't get hit there. By, you know, bragging about what movies you don't like, then, you know, I understand that mindset as well. Don't get me wrong. Please, God. DPS or a deal with the devil. But I think, you know, movies are in a pretty good place. I should go watch more. I need to see Mandy, man. I hear that movie is, like, right on my alley. It sounds like Crank starring Nicolas Cage. Oh, NL, have you seen Bad Lieutenant Port of Call New Orleans? Of course I've seen Bad Lieutenant Port of Call New Orleans. You're talking to a very esteemed and long-term Nicolas Cage specialist. I haven't seen every Nicolas Cage movie, but I've seen a lot of them, and I've seen a lot of the bad ones. Yes, I've seen Bangkok Dangerous. Of course I've seen The Wicker Man. I'm offended that you felt like you even had to ask. But I love a good Nicolas Cage movie. If you love bad Nicolas Cage and you've never seen Face Off, please watch Face Off. Because Face Off is the greatest Nicolas Cage movie ever made. I know Con Air, yeah, I'm familiar with it. I gotta be honest with you, Face Off is the thinking man's Con Air, in my opinion. It's a good movie starring a bad Nicolas Cage. But it's Nicolas Cage deliberately overacting, which I guess is a description of every movie. And it's actually just good and twisted. And again, the plot of Face Off is ridiculous. But just think of it like it's an anime starring John Travolta. Then you'll be right where you need to be. So I'm going to try technology. I think it's not amazing with Tammy's head, but what do we care? Like, we're just getting the mom. And to be honest with you, like, if we had to... There's a semi-okay chance with our current run that we could literally just win with Guppy's hairball. I'm not saying I would relish the opportunity, but between that, you know, Revenge Fly, etc., I think we'd have a real chance. So I'm not too worried about, you know, picking up items that, oh, this is not for your current situation, this is a suboptimal preference, blah, blah. Danger, Will Robinson, you get the idea. Lost in Space, another example of one of those movies. We went to space and things went wrong. However, I'm sorry to tell you this if you haven't watched that movie since you were a child, but Lost in Space 1998, starring Joey Tribbiani and Gary Oldman. One of these things is not like the other. Very bad movie. Again, all I ask is that if you agree with me, you're off the hook. It's the way this works for me, at least. If you disagree with me, all I ask is that you watch it with adult eyes. And then, you know, if you saw it when you were 9 and you were like, ooh, this is a scary movie, that's fine. I don't disagree. I also got freaked out by the Gary Oldman turning into an alien spider. But, as an adult, that movie does not hold up. Go back and watch it. Prove me wrong. Golden keys, not really. Whoa, almost walked on the spikes there. Not really super relevant. We really, like, the one thing we need on this run right now, without a doubt, is a damage upgrade. If we get that, everything falls into place. It's already gonna fall into place because we only have to beat Mom. It would be very bad mojo to lose your first challenge run on a new save file. It would be a very sobering moment for me personally. I don't think we're even close to being in that position yet, but, you know, let's just focus. Make sure you're on getting yourself off on the right foot here. We could go back to our blood bank, but we really don't need more speed or red hearts just yet. Maybe if we get an amazing deal with the devil that's expensive, we might consider it here. Kind of similarly, like, I'm not really worried about not making it to the shop, because again, the run is so short. You know, we're basically 2 boss fights away. This one is already half done as well. Apart from that, we're 1 boss fight away from the run being done forever and never having to worry about it. So I might go so far as to say we're basically an Emperor card away from winning this run forever. Now, this is the kind of deal with the devil we were thinking about. I think we should go for broke and have some fun with it. Yes? Yes, okay. I don't know if we got that for half price, but, you know, definitely a big improvement when it comes to our stats there. Plus, we can fly. Still have no idea what our HP is at, and that's, you know, par for the course, I suppose. Nice little damage upgrade. 1 remaining enemy somewhere. I do think technology Tammy's head, despite having a certain alliterative quality, actually seems pretty terrible. Because you lose, like, I don't know, I guess it's just harder to hit because the size of the tiers is like, you know, a pixel thin or something. I'm not an artist. It's probably a couple pixels dithered. I don't know. I just like the word dither, honestly. Don't really know what it means. Most of my work in Photoshop is just very methodically clicking on a text box layer and then adding 1 number to the number that was in it before. Yes, I understand the existence of saved actions. Thank you, Timothy Ferris, for saving me 45 seconds of work on a daily basis. Bursting sack, it's irrelevant. But we're like 12 minutes in, we're basically done this run anyway, so no sweat. We'll kill Mom, pick up the trophy, and then move on to challenge number 2. Learned very, very little about the game, and that's okay. Mostly concerned with... I mean, if we can just get the runs that give us the Yera and the Perthrow, that's a big bonus to begin with, but of course we'd like to, you know, even take it a step further than that and unlock everything just for fun's sake. So our reroll was highly bad. Except we do have Rotten Baby. In fact, we actually have a lot of, like, deals with the devil here. Like Rotten Baby, Dark Bum. We have Deadshot, but that... Oh, no, we have Deadshot legitimately. I thought that was from, like, a $3 bill or something. But no, okay, never mind. Deadshot means that this run is good no matter what. Even at base damage, like, that's a completely acceptable place to be right now. Alright. Kill Mom. This is not Mom, we're 1 extra floor away. Okay, don't worry about it. I was gonna say, I thought we were going relatively fast here. Wow, that worked out way better than I ever could have expected. Range upgrade, not so much, but it's okay. Everything's going just fine. Coming up roses. We didn't lose the ability to fly, right? No, we still have, it's like Transcendence or something, weirdly enough. We do have to remember, items we get on challenges do not count. for post-it note or, you know, save file completion. Still hate 7 seals. Little harbingers. I know you can look at what seal you have going on. It's the kind of thing, it's like, you know, I always say this because there's a tendency for chat and comments to backseat a lot. At this point in my lifespan in Isaac, for the most part, I know what is the optimal thing to do. It's just a matter of whether or not you want to do it. And if you think that that's, like, lazy, you're not wrong, but, you know, those are decisions that all of us make on a daily basis. You know, I could get 6-pack abs by Christmas. Am I gonna? I mean, it'd be nice, but I'm not really, you know, actively working towards the goal. So the answer is no. You know, I mean, you know, we all know, we make decisions and trade-offs in our lives, and that's kind of where I'm at with this one right now, is like... Or, not where I'm at with this one, I should say, but where I'm at with, the little harbinger to begin with. Like, I think that the item, the effect of the item is good if you're willing to put in the time to pay attention. Most of the time, it's unnecessary for your chances of success, and as a result, I would prefer to just leave it. Weirdly enough, if you're, it's one of those items that's really tough to justify, I think, for me, because if your run is so bad that little harbinger is probably worth it, it's probably too dangerous to take in good conscience, because of the fact that your HP would be low enough that, you know, a single bomb could get you. So there's Hagalaz, and we'll, I mean, it's real early in this one, so we'll start up another one. Highbrow. I don't remember this one, which means it's probably very simple. Ah, it's the poop run. Okay, I do remember this one. So we start with all the poop items. Ah, look at all the fecal items. Dooty 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 dooty. Eleanor Poopy, taking a dump on the toilet inside of a church. Charlie, that hurts. Plumber Mackenzie, receiving a call and he gasped with his wife in the bed. She should be dead. I think of all the people. Okay, yes, we can stop that. It's gonna be a long video, is all I'm saying. This one also only goes to Mom. I like it so far, though. You know, Flush is not very good. But, our Booger Tears, combined with number 1, nice improvement. Probably shouldn't just stand there, huh? It's the opportunity to output, you know, an extremely decent amount of damage. Also have Butt Bombs, and a little extra HP. Butt Bombs not as good as number 2. Like, that's not number 2. No, number 2 is like it's like a diaper, right? This weird thing in Isaac where, like, when I see an item, or an icon, I should say, it's very easy to remember what it is. But if you ask me to recall the icon for something, I'm gonna have like a 2/3 batting average. Like breakfast, snack, lunch, dessert, etc., etc. I don't know which one's which. My brain is just like, if you see a can of food, that's HP. This is a bit of a delicate operation here, just because the room is so tiny. We've stacked up one booger this whole time, and then he jumped and removed it immediately. Alright, deal with the devil, hopefully. On a tiny room, it's a little hit or miss sometimes, but growth hormones, extremely helpful. You know, I have a question, and this is a good time to get it answered. Does Sacrificial Altar give us anything in this mindset, or in this position? The answer to that question is no, but let's change that. Lil Delirium. Well, I mean, it should be abundantly clear, but I basically, like, deliberately hindered my own ability to succeed on this run. And that's kind of, I don't know, you gotta make your own fun on these challenges. It's my perspective, at least. So what are we doing? Well, we're endeavoring to look for Spirit Hearts, and if we have to buy them from the shop, we gotta buy them from the shop. No big deal. Should still do fine here. Always pop a strength card on that boss trap room if we so desire. Ooh, Little Brim, hello. We could use... I mean, obviously HP. I guess that's the big one. You don't really need to say... Oh, you know what else we could use? A range upgrade, thanks to number 1. But might not be worth it. Then again, oh, we have no item room. Okay. Then again, it might be completely worth it. I was kind of hoping we'd get, you know, like some money. The lifeblood of our commerce-based free market economy. But that's my mistake, thinking that that was a plausibility there. Sure. Quickly go peep the shop, blow this guy up, and look for a couple of pennies. No such luck. All right, run's gonna be very interesting then. Look for a secret room. Very good. Very good indeed.
Feels like I'm walking on sunshine.
14 cents. You know what? I'll take a stab. Yes. Yes. And then, after getting those, which, like, already is an unbelievable improvement for me, I look at this floor, and, you know, this is advanced level Isaac strats, but I only see 1 second secret room location, and it did turn out. Now, we didn't get what we wanted, which would have been a, an Eternal Heart, or really any kind of HP-related item, but still. So we went way too hard on that floor. But again, if you're not doing that on a challenge run, why are you watching? Anecdotes? Fair enough, I suppose. Huge. Why pick up the battery charge with the wrong item? We're fine, but like... Hey, you know, it actually worked out, but still. It worked out exactly as good as if we had done it the other way, which was definitely smarter. So, on this one... I certainly do not think you can justify taking Little Brim. Instead, we'll just throw our HP away potentially for nothing. We do have to leave a curse room. So just, you know, don't be a complete idiot. Just like a mild idiot. Yeah, that's mild idiocy. I can live with that. And our risks, you know, largely have turned out not horribly for us here. Even the virus, you know, is definitely not what we wanted the most. We would have loved another guppy item, but we can generate demon hearts off of it. Still, like, in dire need of a range upgrade. This is going to be a shop, presumably. I will visit it. We got keys. Stack these up as soon as possible. And the fact that we have Satanic Bible means we're basically, you know... a couple of floors potentially away from being unkillable. As long as this only goes to Mom, which it does. So we should be fine. So we'll get, like, I don't know, the 2 most valuable runes of the game. Hagalaz and, I mean, what would you get for the poop jokes? I don't know. Burkano. Doesn't really make sense. That should definitely be for Lord of the Flies. Algiz. I don't have a good reason for any of these. I'm just throwing out potentialities. Alright. I do think, this is not going to be the boss to do it, but I do think there are probably some bosses that could completely screw us due to our low range. Like a Gertie Jr. is going to be real tough. But, I mean, big ups to Delirium, helping out a great deal here so far. Thank you so much. And you want to become like Dark Bum temporarily? That'd be a big help for me. I've already been here, of course. We'll head down to the next floor. So far, so good. I mean, we just... pretty much stomped on a flooded caves, which is great news. The flooded caves tends to be one of the more difficult biomes, for sure. Up to 20 cents. Certainly good shop opportunities here. Ooh, I knew it, too. Saw it coming. Odds of winning this run? Like, 85% at the very least right now. I'm optimistic about that. Now, 91%. I think I might need Nate Silver to take a look at my statistical model. So he can be largely right, but otherwise misinterpreted. Well, we definitely do not care about Bloody Crown. Great trinket that just has no purpose on this run. Like Eric Carlson on the basement-dwelling Ottawa Senators. No offense. Sort of. Hey, I mean, look who I cheer for, right? We're gonna be fighting it out for last place. Now, I mean, we do have our first round draft pick, so that's the big difference between us, but, like, you get the idea. Sorry, I want to focus on not talking about Isaac, but I feel the need to talk about Isaac just because this run is still, like, 20% spotty. I do feel we come in here, and a bomb bag I'm already okay with. But then on top of that, let's get these guys split a little bit. I really want to get, like, Guppy's head, which shouldn't be outside of the realm of possibility. And we will open the other one for the exact same reason. Like, we got no item rooms to worry about anyway, so as long as we get a key before our shop, or alternatively, as long as we don't care about going to our shop anyway because we're looking good, what do we care? But these are just warm-up challenges, you know? Like, we really want to play intelligently on them because it would be an embarrassment to lose. Spiders. Spider kid, no one to remind you, you got Ruka. You know, a very easy way to not be woken up by my terrible singing is to not beg to come into the office in the first place. That would, I mean, it would solve a lot of problems for both of us. Really. I will level with you. I'll be happy when this run's over. Just because of the low range is obviously very frustrating. You deal with it as Azazel because you're like, hey, free brimstone. But, you know, on this run where you got 5.19 damage, a little less killing power, slightly anxiety-inducing. Now, should we go to the curse room? Almost certainly not. And yet, here we are. And it did work out. Not in the way we hoped necessarily, but certainly not bad. You know what would make this run tick? And it's a little bit of an unusual request. Explosivo. You know, get some tears that stick to these enemies, and then blow them up. That way we can stick them twice, run away. Maybe even once, run away. But we are starting to approach, like, unlosable territory. Now, you might look at this and say, NL, get Trinket Smelter. Chat, no. I need Satanic Bible. Zane is one thing, but the Zane on a challenge is built in. On most of them, at least. So, like, I ain't going out of my way to, you know, make my life substantially more difficult by getting rid of one of the best spacebar items in the game. Mostly because of cowardice, but... So, very easy. Hope for a deal with the devil. Probably won't get one, but Booger Tears made it somewhat a moot point. And we get range. Dude. Enough to be relatively happy, I think. Still waiting on the Wombus that takes us to the next level. But, that's okay. So let's free this man. Something, whose man's is this? And, let's see, a double tinted rock. 2 small rocks, please? It's not how that works, but, you know. Just keeping you guessing. At this point, we probably should not even do these rooms, but I'm willing to give the game the chance to disappoint. Come on, don't just... Every chest is just giving us the chance to open another chest. Monkey's Paw. Well, if you had a Trinket Smelter, you... Okay, true. You're not wrong on this one. If we had Trinket Smelter, we could get Monkey's Paw. Well, dude, we made like a non-permitted in the ground. You see that? There's like no enemies allowed in that circle. Yep. That one was a complete guess. I was like, which one are they gonna do first? Cross pattern or compass rose? It's painful. You know? I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Doubled our range. I hate losing Booger Tears. So, I mean, the ultimate irony of this situation is 100% that I think I actually, at this point, would have been happier to have Trinket Smelter. It really just makes me look like an idiot. Which is really, to be honest with you, the kind of emotion that I try to convey as often as possible in these videos. If we can unite you and I laughing at myself and also being entertained at some, you know, absurd ramblings of varying merit, then I consider these to be a success. Man, we're not... Oh, we are fast enough. Are you fast enough? Is your range enough to see? I think that's a Rolling Stones song. But I sang it so badly that I can't even recognize it. That's the one where Mick Jagger goes, never, 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 something, something, Steve. Might not be Steve, but it rhymes with Steve. Go check. Prove me right. Run's slowing down in a big way. You know what? Gets the job done. Confuses them. But it's slowing down in a very sustainable way as well. Like, I can't be too mad. I know we should go to the shop, but... Dude, I didn't realize the virus against those guys is really good. You can just walk into them, take no damage, and then when they pop up, they might give you... a demon heart. Oh, he's cheesed. Alright, we got dry baby. Not an ideal item to have when you're standing right next to an enemy that doesn't even shoot a projectile, but still he's dead. Demon heart? Hey. Okay, rate of fire increase probably won't be relevant, unfortunately. But hey, shot speed. And then... I gotta level with you. No matter what he drops, we're taking it. Even if it's Krampus's head. I long for the days when Mr. Crampo brought me a dream. Brought me a Krampus head with charges of 3. Like, that was an incredible setup for us, but, you know, we can still make this work. We really just need to kill Mom at this point. And we got plenty of setup to make that likely. So here's my, you see my incredible game plan? It did not work. I turned that enemy into poop instantaneously. My mistake. Highly helpful. Really appreciate it. You know what? I'm willing to take a stab at it. Very scary there temporarily. As long as we have a charge for the mom fight, it should be very easy. I don't know. I feel like, you know, if we'd gone booger tiers, we might be happier. We'd probably kill things a little faster, but... the range upgrade is way safer. I will say, first challenge, fun. This challenge, I mean, zanier start. More difficult conditions, I guess, just due to number 1 existing, but... a little bit more of a snooze as well. This one just kind of like... it's mostly due to the RNG within the game, but... you know, we got, like, acceptable damage in DPS, but not enough to be particularly excited, and I'll be happy to see this one go for the 3rd time. Hey, it's fantastic news. We don't even have to backtrack, unless we would like to, and I don't think that will be necessary. And... beautiful start. Okay, dude! I've reversed my opinion on this run, and we got the Rune of Yera, as I always call it. Oh, look, there's a Rune of Yera. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Greedy or some challenges? I don't know. We'll see you then, though. See you.